Hello, and welcome to another When I Have Spare Time podcast special. As you can tell by the audio, I'm standing up, probably walking around in the back. Because, if I use the microphone, I have to sit down, and when you have this much energy, it's hard to just sit still. But it's easy to make more lines. So I like to think of life because I'm crazy. So when I think of life, excuse me, guess I sniffle. I'm sniffling. I'm not snorting. I'm sniffling. But there's no camera, so you don't know. But when I think about life, I think about myself because obviously I'm living this life. But I think of myself as like a video game character, kind of. So you got stats when you're a video game character. God, can't talk. You got stats when you're a video game character. So, whatever, strength, dex, intelligence, perception, whatever looks, all that, it depends what game you play, but there's stats for everything, right? So, there's certain stats you can adjust, if you want to be, whatever, stronger, you can work out a little bit more. If you want to be smarter, you probably, read some books, interact with people who or a little bit smarter, learn some stuff. I don't know. There's just ways. You have a problem with your charisma, I don't know, talk to your aunt. There's all these ways to improve yourself. And then but those things, those are some things that you can control. But then then there's things you're like, whoa, what the fuck? So but I'm always making fun of someone. So let me see if I have something like that, because people think I'm mean. And granted, I don't give a fuck. Do people think I'm mean? I'm just pretending that I care so I come off as normal. But then I'm saying all this right now, so it doesn't matter. But let's play the game. What I just sit there is considered crazy. Okay, now how can that be fixed? We can't. I didn't take my pills. But seriously, when you hear of people and you hear about their what the fuck moments, so you're like, what happened to that person? What's that person's stats? So I was trying to analyze, for lack of a better term, I don't want to use a term. I'm going to let's just describe the guy. I can imagine a guy in late 40s, early 50s. Imagine a guy in his late 40s, early 50s. And he's his favorite hobby is to pull up in his truck across the street from the high school and watch the kids leave the school, and then bump his mixtape of Motley Crue, Rat, and Guns N' Roses, and see if any 15-year-old stop by his truck. You'd be like, what the fuck? Okay, so this guy exists. This guy's called Truck Guy. And Truck Guy has had a healthy obsession with a good friend of mine for years. Years meaning more than one. But, she basically just turned of age, basically. And he would talk to her and tell her that he talks to younger girls. That's just so. What happened to this guy to make him be in his 50s, hitting on let's just say 18-year-olds. Let's not get crazy, but he's hit on younger. So and even though it's legal for a 50-year-old to hit on an 18-year-old, it's weird, isn't it? So, what makes a person like that? I mean, a divorce can do that. Divorce can do that. If you have a daughter during that divorce and the daughter disowns you and picks the mom, that could probably make you, warp you in ways to make you long for younger attention. But that still doesn't make sense because you're trying to date your daughter. See, there's so many things wrong with this situation. Because when I try to analyze Truck Guy logically, it's creepy because it doesn't matter what happened to him. Even if you were divorced, even if your daughter did stop talking to you, it doesn't matter. Why are you 50 hitting on an 18-year-old or younger? So was he always like that? Was he like 35? Is it like ratio? So when he was 35, was he hitting on 2-year-olds? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Because 50-year-old Truck Guy likes 18-year-old girls. But like this 32-year-old Truck Guy like 2-year-old girls? I don't know. Like, I'm not saying like I'm like the expert, but that's the Pythagorean theorem of pedos right there, right? Because like 50 to 18 is the same as 34 to 2. I just did the math. So in the pedophile ratio, Truck Guy, when he was 12 years old, he was hitting on chicks in the second trimester. Did you hear what I said? When he was 12 years old, he was hitting on women in their second trimester. Hitting on babies. So, I mean, like, once again, like, what happens to a person to make them even do that? So, I don't know. So, it's like Truck Guy is the kind of person, like, you really have to, like, find out who his parents are. And so, who would have a kid like that? Who would have a kid that were at 12 years old, they're hitting on embryos? I don't know. You know? Is that was his dad there? Was his mom emotionally there? Did his mom hug him? I don't know. Probably not. He has a unhealthy attachment with his dogs. So that to me shows he obviously didn't have a lot of social interaction. So that right there makes me think he didn't have a lot of parental interaction. So he will talk to you and then say what the dog is saying too. To me, that's just crazy. That right there is like padded room straitjacket material. You'll be talking to him. I mean, not me personally. I've seen transcripts. Yes, I'm a cop. I've seen transcripts. He'd be talking to you, and then just switch it up, and he's the dog now, and expects you to talk to the dog. Like, whoa, you know what that is? That is grooming you for role play for his furry, most likely mascot role play, where he's going to dress up or dress you up. Most likely, he will have you dress up as a puppy. That he will have you dress up as a 2-year-old dog. In dog ears, you're 14. That's disgusting. He was going to dress you up as a 14-year-old humanoid puppy girl. You want this guy in your life? This Truck Guy's sick. He's grooming people right in front of everyone's face. And it's a good thing we have people out there fighting the good fight, keeping this guy occupied, mentally distracted, winning those battles, keeping him away from these havens, these hotspots where people like him go. And on his friggin' Facebook, who the hell is 50 years old and has a Facebook? Where they're in a group called like I don't know, like we're teens meet old guys. It's like something so over the top, so blatant. It's like, dude, know your game. But what makes that person? We can blame the parents for a lot of these things, but after a while you are an adult and you have to start taking responsibility for your own life. What about his friends? How come none of his friends had said something? He's got to tell one of his friends. I'm sure he's got to brag to his friends. Oh, I'm talking to a hot, whatever, high school chick. He has had to have bragged about that. So he's associating with people who will accept this. Most people let you know who they are. So who are his friends? So it's like he probably has a whole support system where he feels completely comfortable hitting on and talking about it. So there's a lot that goes into making a truck guy. But I'm saying he didn't do this alone. He had help. So it's like all the people he talks to the most on his Facebook, probably his friends in real life, they're probably doing the same thing. So, but what makes him? A lot of mistakes. How many women have rejected a truck guy? He's probably done all the tropes. He's probably like, I'm gonna hit on H-notes because they're gonna rebel against their parents and get with me. He's probably doing the same thing because maybe one of them has daddy issues. This is a guy. If you want to analyze a truck guy, this is a guy who has no self-worth. He knows the real him is not worth dating. It's not going to attract a woman. He's going for the gimmick. He's going for like, what is the deficiency does this person have that they will unhealthily bind to me? Daddy issues, perfect. I'm 50. She's 18. Like, that's what he's going for, and that's sad. But what makes him like that? Well, no self-esteem right there. That's for sure. But he knows what he's doing. I'm sure he's hit on the women in there between 32 and 38. The ones that are biologically like horny because it's like they're running out of time to have a baby. He's probably hit on those too. But like, you know he doesn't want kids because he's hitting on kids. So like that's why that never works out. He's screwed. Can't get a young one because it's obviously like he's there for nefarious reasons. Can't get an older one because she's going to want a family, but he just wants to date little kids, not have kids. He's going through hell right now. This guy's screwed. The only thing he has is like interacting with people who can't stand him every 6 months. I'm glad he's suffering. Good. Glad people are catching on. Truck guy. He's here for entertainment, basically. I don't know what else to say. It's like, you have to take his whole social circle, his whole bubble, and just get rid of that bubble. Now, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm talking about, like, if you're trying to avoid a guy like that, you have to avoid his whole social bubble. Because there's no way if someone is okay with that, they're going to be in that bubble. So, like, everyone's going to think the same way. So, it's like, that's like a lot of... It's like the eye of the storm. The pedo storm. Trust me, he's not the only guy who's... Like, he's got to be bragging to friends. He's got to have a social network of people that are okay with this. Hey, man, you want to go drive by the high school? Bump some Motley Crue? See me, freshman like us. Yeah, I know I'm 50. Don't worry. I dyed my hair today. I look at least 42. But yeah. I guess my take on the whole thing is a guy like Truck Guy, he's good at entertainment because it's 95% of the people out there are just making fun of him behind his back and they know what's going on. It's just the 5% out there that we got to worry about. That's why we do podcasts like this. Anyway, I've said enough about Truck Guy. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.